NewsRme. It is very likely, according to the Israeli army, that a soldier shot and killed a journalist. On Monday, the Israeli military finally released its findings from the investigation into the fatal shooting of Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh, concluding that there was a high probability that an Israeli soldier had accidentally killed her during a raid in the occupied West Bank last May. This is the closest Israel has got to admitting blame for the shooting. A report by the Israeli military said the Palestinian-American journalist might have been killed by Palestinian fire during a confrontation between Palestinian militants and Israeli soldiers, but provided no fresh evidence to support this assertion. Furthermore, it said that the shooter would face no repercussions. The results were not convincing enough to resolve a problem that has exacerbated already tense ties between Israel and the Palestinians. Abu Akleh's family and Palestinian leaders have accused the army of trying to avoid blame for her death. Since it is so evident that Israeli war criminals cannot investigate their crimes, no one in our family is shocked by this verdict. Nonetheless, our hearts are still broken, and we continue to feel tremendous frustration and disappointment, they stated. An Israeli raid on the Jenin refugee camp in the northern West Bank resulted in the death of Abu Akleh, a 51-year-old Palestinian-American journalist, on May 11th. She was a familiar figure to Arab audiences because of her 2 decades of reporting from the West Bank for Al Jazeera. A senior Israeli military officer told reporters that there is a very high chance that an Israeli soldier shot Abu Akleh inside an armored vehicle who mistook him for a jihadist. The officer, who spoke on the condition of anonymity following military briefing regulations, added he misidentified her. His live reports strongly suggest a misidentification, the investigator said. He said that shots from another source possibly caused this, though we know he fired. Since a series of fatal assaults within Israel earlier this year, some of which were carried out by terrorists from Jenin, Israel has carried out operations practically nightly. An Israeli military officer repeated earlier statements that the troops had been under fire for about an hour before Abu Akleh was killed. The army published footage of Palestinian terrorists firing automatic weapons and troops returning fire.